What is going on, guys? This is Spade. This is going to be an update video in regards to the E39 540. Some of you people specifically follow me on YouTube just for this type of content, and other people follow me for games. But this is going to be an update about the car. So what it is, the reason why there hasn't been any content whatsoever with this car is because I had a lot of work done on it, and it kept breaking and it kept breaking. There was a video I uploaded, I want to say last year around this time. A shop had the car for almost 2 months and messed up way more than they fixed. And I had to install a catch can just to get it running to where I could drive it. There's still a lot of oil leaks that I'm having to track down. Currently, it's not near as bad as it was. I replaced the entire lower oil pan myself in my driveway, as well as the drive shaft. Parts of the drive shaft were going bad because whenever I got the vehicle back, they did not torque down the CV joint bolts and nuts that attach the drive shaft to the differential on that drive shaft CV, and it actually backed out while I was driving down the road, and it fell and smacked the road and was it bounced off the road multiple times, and so that actually caused I don't even know what they call it, but the inner section of the rear part of the drive shaft to break apart and become unbalanced. So I wound up I replaced multiple things on the drive shaft. I didn't know that part was actually bad. I knew that something probably could happen, but I didn't know that part was bad specifically at the time. So I went and replaced the shop actually replaced the drive shaft bolts. I had the bearing, the center support bearing done. I redid the flex disc because the center support blew as well and was causing all kinds of havoc. So I replaced flex disc, center support bearing, and then rear drive shaft CV again, but not actually replacing any part of the actual drive shaft. And then fast forward to about 3.5-4 months ago, the intersection of the drive shaft just fully just detonated. I was driving down the road, taking my son to school, and cruising along at 35 miles an hour ish, and out of nowhere my car just starts going blah 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 blah. Like with the rotation, you can just feel it because the balance got thrown off that bad. So it's been parked ever since, and as of tomorrow, I'm purchasing a slew of new parts for this vehicle. And I feel like I do this every year. It's like almost every tax return season, I'm purchasing something for this fucking car. But this time I'm getting an entirely new drive shaft. It's not an official BMW drive shaft. I wanted to get something that's a little bit more repairable if something goes wrong. The standard BMW drive shaft for this car does not have serviceable U-joints. The drive shaft I'm buying does. So if the U-joint does go bad, I can just pull the U-joint out and replace it. It does have a lifetime warranty on it. So if the drive shaft itself goes bad, I can just pay a shot to pull it and then put a new one in. No biggie. I apologize for getting over the flu. And then I'm also getting new brakes all the way around. New brakes for the entire car. I don't necessarily need them. My brakes are still good, but I also do not like the brake pads on I'm not sure if it's BMWs in general, but specifically this one. This car, whenever you pull the back brake pad out, the brake pad on the back side, there's 3 little prongs that you have to, over time, they get compressed down and they'll rattle inside the actual caliper housing. You can always just remove those and push them back out, kind of flare those prongs back out, and it won't do it. But honestly, I'd rather get rid of these. I don't know what brake pads are on this car. Actually, the fronts are Brembo Reds, and the back ones are some Hawk pads, if I remember correctly from when I first got the car. Apologize. And then the rotors are just some no-name rotors, drilled drilled and slotted rotors. I actually want to get rid of those. So I'm just going to go with some Zimmerman rotors with some Akebono pads. Put those on there just to get it more of an OEM feel. Also, I'm doing the back driver side. I'm replacing that ABS sensor because, again, the shop that had the car that fucked a lot of stuff up, they zip tied that sensor to my control arm and it caused a pinch, and you can't pinch those sensors, so it broke. And due to that, it caused a bunch of stuff as a cause and effect, right? So with that sensor going out, I'm not getting the correct voltage to my gas gauge, so it's not reading accurately. It has a high fluctuation rate, and it's really dumb, but it's very true. You can Google it. And so I have a very high fluctuation between how much gas I have to what I don't, because it's not getting the right voltage being sent. I don't have miles per hour because of that being gone. I'm also getting what's known as the trifecta, which is ABS light, traction control light, and then there's another one. I forget what it is, but that it's just known as the trifecta in the E39 world. So there's that. And then I'm also getting new fan clutch and new fan clutch and new fan, because mine are bad entirely. They are bad. So a lot of stuff going on with the car. A lot of stuff's going to be getting done, and it will be drivable again. It still runs. I can still move it slowly. I can limp it where I need to go. But as a whole, where it is right now, man, that's when my door was fucked up, looking at that video. But as a whole right now, it's just a slow going process. And currently the job that I started about 3 months ago, I can't believe I've been there 3 months already, but the job I started 3 months ago, it's enabling me to move a lot of stuff up in terms of plans that I wanted to do with the car, as such as the LS swap. And I was discussing stuff with my wife on should I even bother repairing some of the stuff on this car right now, or just keep saving up for the LS swap, since it's going to happen a little bit faster now. And she was like, yeah, just get it mobile, because we need to have another car, because we've been using our minivan a fuck ton. You know, we've had our minivan since September, and we've already put 8,000 miles on it. That's a lot, because we're having to use it back and forth between us. Man, that's back when those canards looked good. I got to refinish those canards too, because right now the clear's coming off of them. I got to sand them down and re-clear them. I got a lot of stuff I got to do on this car. It's in rough shape. No, it hasn't been washed in a few months. It's been under a car cover. It's really bad. The car's in visually, it's in pretty rough shape. So I'm gonna have to, once I get it mobile, I'm gonna have to get it detailed, just so I can try to get the carbon back to looking as good as it did right here, because the oxidation on it is terrible. It's insane. Like the trunk and the hood have some really, really bad oxidation, because my dumbass, I did not get it prepped. Or I live in Texas, so, and I did not get it prepped, and I was kind of, I've had a carbon fiber hood before, but not to this extent. It wasn't this nice of one, and I didn't take care of this hood. I didn't wax it. I didn't do anything like that. So I'm having to pay out of my ass now to get it refinished. To refinish it, like the vents right here that they're showing, I actually redid those in just a gloss satin black, because there was no saving it, because the sun had broken down through the gel coat and had turned the resin yellow. There was no way of saving that, so I actually just sanded those down and gloss blacked those. So I'm pretty sure y'all saw that in a video. But that's what we got going on in the car right now. There's a lot of stuff coming for it, in terms of just trying to get it back on the road. And I did put an Eibach, is it an Eibach? Yeah, I put an Eibach rear sway bar on it recently. I don't think I did a video on that. Did the fancy wide diffuser. I did put a video up on that. But outside of that, there's a lot of stuff that's maintenance wise being done to the vehicle. And also front passenger at least in the US. Front passenger, I guess if you're anywhere else in the car, it'd be front right wheel hub bearing, because mine is shot, so we're replacing that too. But yeah, a lot of maintenance stuff being done on the car just so I can get this thing driving again. But either way, once it's moving around and we're able to use it on the daily again, you guys will know. And I'll make a video of it just to see how everything goes once I get it back from the shop. This time I'm taking it to a shop that I've used since I was 16 and that I've known since I was 16. And he has never fucked me over. He's not a BMW guy, not a BMW shop, but the work he's doing isn't related to the engine. So it's just drive shaft brakes, wheel hub bearing, basic shit. So it will come out okay, and we'll be able to drive this car for a lot longer than this last time. The car didn't even last me 7 months once I got it back from the other shop. But either way, thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. You have a good day.